Welcome to Spirit Guide Daily. When we are in a collective, we all share energy. These are timeless messages that will find you when they're meant to. Let's get 3 tarot cards from the Starman Tarot. We've got the Messages of Love Oracle cards bringing us at least one card. Sometimes if it's confusing, I take another one. And this is the Fairy Oracle, I believe. It's like the messages from fairies, I believe, but they're not actually fairies, they're spirits of air. It's a little bit complicated. Let's get going here. Before I get started, please don't forget to subscribe because it helps my channel. If you like the reading, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. If you want to book me for a private reading, there is a link to my website in the description box down below. Let's get going here. I love this deck. The card stock is like so stiff that you could practically hit people over the head with it. But it's a beautiful deck and it's very, very, very sturdy. But you have to be comfortable shuffling in a way that doesn't bend easily. So this is the best way to shuffle it. We have the Four of Pentacles in the upright, which can be a card of holding on to something. It can be a miser's card. It can be being a little bit too guarded in your personal relationships as well. Let's see what else we have. With the Ace of Cups in reverse. That's like prioritizing money over happiness sometimes with the King of Wands in the upright. That can be fire sign energy, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. I don't think it is. I think that you need to examine your relationship to what you think security is. Because security is mostly a mindset versus a true set of circumstances. Now, if you're like down to your last $5 and you're like, no, it's actually very much a reality for me, please understand, I get that part. But thinking about what will make you happy in the future, because this is a card of a lack of personal emotional fulfillment. It's like not allowing yourself to be frivolous, I think. This is somebody who's like very, very, very interested in security, trying to find the safe place versus the happy place. And please understand that safety and security, while it allows you to be less, oh my God, what's coming next? It's not interchangeable with happiness. And it is something that we're telling ourselves versus the reality of the situation. If you have $600,000 in the bank or $6, honest to goodness, somebody with $600,000 in the bank can still have something terrible happen to them. It doesn't mean they're safe from the world. It just means they can pay their bills easily. And that's all it really means. And please examine that, because this particular draw is saying that like your personal happiness is too impacted by the idea of security. The world is an interesting place right now. And honest to goodness, right now is not the time to focus too much on what is coming, but rather what is happening right now. Try to enjoy your life each day. Don't look at the bottom line as much as make sure everything is taken care of to the extent that you can, and then let it go. Because it's not as important to personal happiness as we think it is. It's a mindset we have convinced ourselves of. You can actually be happy even if you're not positive what 5 years from now will look like. Be happy in the here and the now, and that usually helps 5 years from now turn out well. We have purity. Always trust in the purity of your heart. Look inside your heart, and within it, you will find the answer to your question. Purity of intent protects us from so very much as we move forward in the world. Now, the only thing it doesn't really protect us from is our choices. So I've met these really, really, really good people who allowed really not great partners into their life. And they feel very, very, very punished by that because they have this beautiful open heart space and they assume that other people do as well. So one of the things when you have that purity of intent, where you retain that childlike sense of fairness, wonder, and love, and I said childlike, not childish. It's not the same thing as being childish. To have a childlike sense of wonder and faith in this world, you have to learn to protect yourself because other people will try to take from you. Because here's the thing, people can sense when somebody truly does not work from an agenda. This is somebody who's not working from an agenda, but is working themselves to the bone too frequently, thinking that they're not allowed to be happy until such time as they know that they're secure. And I'm here to tell you, listen, I've had a lot of security in my life and I was never less safe. I'm so much more safe. I'm safer now. I've created my own safety. That when I had more financial security, I actually had no emotional safety. And I would not trade the emotional safety that I have now for the financial security that I used to have. That doesn't mean that I'm like starving over here. I'm actually a very fortunate person in many, many ways. But what I'm saying is that I've learned that from personal experience. And please, please invest in it as an idea. Happiness is often a choice in what we're valuing versus what is being brought to us. Fate, whoa. Fate. Now, you can read this paragraph underneath. Fate, this is a destined partnership. This can be a new relationship coming to you that will grow. Oh, I see. So, if you've done a bunch of healing work and you're like, hey, I finally feel good, why would I ever risk myself again? I keep my guard up, even if and I don't allow new emotional connections into my life. I think because you doubt the motives of people coming into your life, because you may have had somebody in your life who did not have good motives. Understand that whatever is meant to you will come to you. We always have the right to say yes or no. We genuinely do. But if something is, if you are lonely, if you are not happy, if the only happiness that you find is in a bank balance, examine that as to why. If you trust yourself to protect yourself, because you can still have a pure heart, you can still have very good intent, and still be able to spot people who don't. Healing helps you develop better boundaries and a better ability to spot red flags. And here's the thing, that this person really has focused on the idea of security as being the root of all happiness. And security gives us the ability to decide what will make us happy in an exterior fashion, but it does not actually create the happiness. It creates the space for happiness. And some people will not have any security, and genuinely, please keep trying. And I know how difficult it is, because if you've ever listened to my backstory, oh my God, did I have a terrible childhood when it came to deprivation. I've had both sets of circumstances throughout my life, and I really am here to tell you that having security, if it is bought at the price of your happiness, is not security at all. Don't focus on your security as much as finding joy in the life that you're living. And if you're struggling with that, know that it gets better through effort, and you just have to keep trying. And that is it's a hard message sometimes, but it looks to me like fate is trying to bring you more. And that you turn away from connection because connection burned you in the past, and you look solely towards practical security in order to find your happiness. And know that fate will be knocking on that door. And it will be up to you whether or not you answer it. But make sure that you're not answering it because you're happy in the here and the now versus you fear what that person might bring to you. If you have healed, you can protect yourself going forward. Don't fear connection. All right, that was the Spirit Guide Daily for today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you want to book me for a private reading, there is a link to my website in the description box down below. That's the only way to book me. Take care. Be well.